Hello students. Now what I'm going to talk about is the next topic is terrestrial biomes, and in that we are going to study about the tropical rainforest biome. When we talk about the tropical rainforest biome, what does it mean? We are going to talk about the climatic conditions as I told in your previous class, the lives of humans, the animal life, the vegetation, that's the plant life, the use of biome and the current scenario of each of these biomes is going to be covered. So the tropical rainforest biome, it has a latitudinal extent which is from 0 degrees to 10 degrees north. The vegetation in this biome, biodiversity is very high. More than half of the species found on the earth are found in this biome. So this is basically a very important biome, that's the tropical rainforest, because more than half of the species are found on earth are from this biome. In this, most trees are broad-leaved and grow densely. They are usually 50 meters tall. To acquire sunlight, many trees grow taller. They have a dense canopy which looks like a roof. Now I am reading it out to you all and I'm telling you all, I'm going to show you all with each slide what does a canopy mean, which are the different layers, which come under this section. Many trees grow taller. They have a dense canopy which looks like a roof. These forests can be categorized into 3 layers, mainly on the basis of the height of the trees. In the most underneath layer, dense growth of bushes cover the ground. The second layer consists of low trees, while the third layer consists of very tall and huge trees. In between, we find hundreds of climbers and creepers. These forests are therefore very dense. The soils are very fertile and they contain a lot of humus. Most of the trees are hard wooded trees. Mahogany, ebony, rosewood, rubber palms, coconut orchids, flowers and ferns are found here. Now, as in how we progress, you all can have a look at each slide and understand what does this mean. Especially first of all, what is the rainforest? The tropical rainforests are forests with tall trees, warm climates and lots of rain. In some rainforests, it rains more than 1 inch nearly every day of the year. Rainforests are found in Africa, Asia, Australia, and Central and South America. The largest rainforest in the world is the Amazon rainforest, which you'll have heard about it n number of times. Where is it? It is the Amazon forests are in South America. When we talk about the climate, we know the latitudinal extent is 0 degrees to 10 degrees north and south. The tropical climates basically are found in areas that lie close to the equator. Here the sun shines intensely, very deeply. Within tropical climates, there are 3 groups: tropical wet dry, tropical monsoon. The tropical wet regions are known as rainforests and have the most predictable weather on earth. You can expect lots of rain, warm nights and hot days. The seasons change only slightly. Now animal life, if I tell you all, the monkeys, birds from the vulture family, the hornbills, parrots are found. Various species of insects, butterflies, reptiles are found in huge numbers in this biome. As the trees have a three-tier system. This three-tier system, what they are talking about, I will show you all in the next slides. Every bird and animal has its own niche in the areas. Niche or specific role in the areas from the ground to the top of the tree. These species only inhabit their respective areas only. Now here what kind of animals you all can see? Africa forest elephant, Bengal tiger, chimpanzee, dawn bat, jumbo fruit dove, king cobra, lynx sloth, orangutan, proboscis monkey, red-shanked turku langur, silvery gibbon, slender loris, Sumatran rhinoceros, vampire bat, and boggle spit piper. Now there are some names, most of the names you'll have not even heard of, that such animals exist. But yes, they do, and some of them are extinct also. Plants, as I told you all, there are different trees and all which I'll be showing you all. Plants is Bengal bamboo, bougainville, curare, coconut tree, durian, jambo, kapok tree, mangrove, strangler fig, and tuolong. These are the mangroves, and this is the Rafflesia flower. Now, tropical rainforest and biodiversity. More species of animals and plants live in tropical rainforest than any other place on earth. Although tropical rainforests cover only about 6% of the Earth's surface, half of the animal and plant species found on Earth live in these tropical rainforests. What is it like in the tropical rainforests? When the environment is wet and warm, there are almost perfect conditions for plant growth. So therefore, tropical rainforests have lots of plants. Now, what are the brief reviews of plants, as I can say, vegetation, what we can say? You get the energy and nutrients that you need from the food that you eat and the water that you need by drinking. So, how do we get energy? Basically, energy and nutrients is from the food and the water that you need for drinking. Plants don't eat or drink, so they have to get their nutrients, energy and water. So they get the energy from whom? From the sun, through the process of photosynthesis. I know you all are science students, you all are well aware of this. Photosynthesis turns energy in light to energy into sugar. How do they get nutrients and water from the soil? They pick up the nutrients and water from the soil using their roots. Now the rainforest trees can be very tall. As I told you, they are broad-leaved and grow densely, most of the trees. Because there is so much water, plants are able to grow very tall. The tallest plants are able to grow up to where there is lots of light. The shorter plants must grow in the shade. Now, this is what I was talking about, students, the rainforest layers. There are many different layers of plants in a tropical rainforest. From the lowest to the highest we'll go. The herb layer, the immature layer, the understory layer, the canopy layer. As I told you, to acquire sunlight, many trees grow taller. They have a dense canopy which looks like a roof. So if you look at the canopy layer, it looks like a roof. If you see the underneath layer or the understory layer, that layer also can be seen. It's dense growth of bushes. So there are many different layers of plants in a tropical rainforest. This is the emergent layer. The emergent layer is made up of the tallest trees that grow larger than any of the other trees. I'm talking about specific layers for you all to understand how it is. The emergent layer is made up of the tallest trees that grow larger than any of the other trees. It can be over 80 meters tall. It is good to have your leaves in the emergent layer because there is lots of sunlight. So in this layer there is lot of sunlight. Now the canopy layer, as I told you, it forms a roof. The canopy layer is where the most of the leaves in the tropical rainforests are found. There is thick vegetation in this canopy layer. The canopy is very dense, so it blocks out a lot of the light. There is not much light in this layer. Yes, The next layer what I wanted to tell you was the understory layer. Shorter plants living in the understory of the emergent and canopy layers do not get as much as light, so they have to be able to grow in the shade. This is the story of the understory or the underlayer. So underneath layer, if you can say so. Shorter plants living in the understory of the emergent and canopy layer. See now, understory is where under the canopy layer, this layer I showed you. The understory comes under the canopy, and above that is the emergent layer. So that's why this kind of condition prevails. Shorter plants living in the understory of the emergent and canopy layers do not get as much as light, so they have to be able to grow in the shade. Only about 1% of the sunlight reaches the understory level. The forest floor. The forest floor is covered with dead leaves. Basically, the forest floor is covered with dead leaves. These dead leaves will decompose, rot, and return the nutrients that they contain to the soil. They will rot and contain this to the soil. Look at the nutrient cycle. When we talk about the nutrient cycle, how does it work? Why do we say there are a lot of nutrients over here? Because there's lots of plant growth. So in the rainforest trees, there are dead leaves and wood. There are decomposers. And there is soil. Plants pick up nutrients from the soil with their roots. When the leaves die, they carry nutrients with them as they fall to the ground. Decomposers such as, in this condition, decomposers such as fungi break down the dead leaves and return the nutrients to the soil. So this is the nutrient cycle. How does it work? When we talk about decomposers, what are decomposers? Such as fungi, they break down dead material and return nutrients to the soil. Because fungi grow best when it is warm and wet, decomposition occurs quickly in tropical rainforests. The plant adaptations. Plants growing in the tropical rainforests have many adaptations that help them survive and reproduce. Woody trunks. If you look at the rainforests, they have woody trunks. As I told you on page 86, I had told you. In order to reach the emergent layer, plants must grow very tall. Tall plants must have strong woody trunks in order to support the growth. Costs lots of energy. With this, what happens? Lots of energy and resources to make large woody trunks. Lots of wood in tropical rainforest. That's why foresters like to cut down rainforest, because there is availability of wood variety. Leaves. I told you all, as most trees grow densely, they are broad-leaved. Emergent and canopy leaves are small because they get lots of light. Understory leaves are large because they live in the shade. How does this take place? Also, seed dispersal also takes place in rainforest. Many plants in the tropical rainforest produce fruits to attract animals to act as seed dispersers. The animals consume the seeds when the animal eats the fruit, but the seeds get passed out through the animal's guts. Seed dispersal. Because they produce seeds where there is lots of wind, emergent trees produce seeds that are dispersed by the wind. Because they live where there is little wind, plants in the understory produce seeds that are dispersed by the animals. It is a little lower. The understory is little lower than the emergent layer. Now, when we talk about the human life, when I come across the human life, Human life in rainforests, tropical rainforest biome is not very easy. Indigenous humans in these parts are still in the primitive stage. They are still in the primitive stage. They are engaged in primary occupations such as gathering forest products, hunting. For example, pygmies in Congo, Boro Indians in Amazon, sentinels, onges, jaravas in Andaman and Nicobar Islands in India. So this is the kind of human life. It's still backward and they are yet at their primitive stage. Now, what is the use of the biome by man? There is a lot of wood, as I said, because it's forests. Hardwood is used in construction and making furniture. For this, some regions are being overexploited. As I told you all, climate change, deforestation is the biggest reason for climate change and global warming. Example, Brazil and Java, Sumatra Islands. So a lot of wood is being cut, and Amazon rainforest is an important ecosystem in the world, but this is how it has been exploited. What is the current scenario of tropical rainforest, students? Now there is degradation in this biome because of increasing agriculture and industrialization. See, there's some demand which has grown, that's why there is deforestation happening. The biodiversity found in this biome is getting destroyed. What it was a few years ago in today's scenario is very sad. Golden lion, tamarin, gorilla, orangutan, harpy eagle, chimpanzee, poison dart frogs are threatened as they are nearing extinction. At the same time, many new species are still being discovered in this biome. Then we go to the next biome, that's the tropical deciduous biome. When I talk about the tropical deciduous biome, what is the latitudinal extent of this biome? 5 degrees to 30 degrees north and south. The vegetation in this biome, in the deciduous biome, is that the trees shed their leaves in dry season and are dense and lush in rainy season. Therefore, these forests are called deciduous forests. In wet forests, trees are tall and extensive. They are extensive. The branches are large in size and the roots of the trees are large and deeply rooted in the ground. The density of the trees is less in deciduous forests than rainforests. Compared to rainforests, the density of the trees in deciduous forests is very less. These are not found in a row continuously. They are found in groups in a dispersed manner. Dispersed meaning scattered. Students, dispersed means here the trees are scattered in groups. The trees are shorter like shrubs. Which is the main tree in this biome? Teak, with respect to its economic value. Various types of bamboos, teak, sal, rosewood, sandalwood, oil tree, etc. are other important trees. Then when I talk about the animal life in the tropical deciduous biome, in tropical and subtropical biome, a large diversity exists in the fauna, that's the plant. The biodiversity found in these biome ranks second in the world. This ranges from microscopic organisms till large elephants, hippopotamus, rhinos, tiger, gaur and monkeys. Greater coccal, hornbills, Asian quail, peacock, vultures, pigeons, sparrows are found here. Similarly, ants, butterflies, worms are also found. In this biome, many species can be reared. Reared can be looked after. What is the human life in tropical deciduous biome? The human life in this biome is easier as compared to the rainforests. There are primary and secondary occupations. Over here in tropical rainforest, there was only primary occupations. But in this biome, in the deciduous biome, what is it? There is primary and secondary occupations which are carried on by rearing the animals. Animal husbandry is practiced, milk production, meat production is carried out. In the earlier times, animals such as bull, horse, and donkeys were used for transportation and plowing the fields. Various tribal communities inhabit the regions under this biome. One can find rural and urban areas too. As a result of expanding human settlements, the forests under these biomes are being encroached upon. Means they are also being threatened or being disturbed now. Use of this biome, the wood obtained from teak is used. We know teak is used for furniture, construction, shipping, for making berths in railways, mainly plants, seatings. Many plants are used for making medicines and secondary products. For example, oil from sandalwood is scented wood. Sandalwood is chandan, so it has a beautiful aroma. The bamboos are used for construction of houses and agriculture, and various fruits and spices are also obtained. Now we'll try to understand it through various slides what tropical deciduous biome also is. Here when we talk about the natural vegetation, it refers to the plant community which has grown naturally without human and has been left undisturbed by humans for a long time. Wildlife here, when we talk about it, refers to all the non-domesticated plants, animals, and other organisms. So these two definitions, please understand, because you all will be using it quite often in this lesson. The factors which are affecting the flora and fauna over here, the land, soil, climate, temperature, photoperiod, that's sunlight, and the precipitation. The tropical deciduous forest, basically, what are the main characteristics of this? It is most widespread forest in India. They are also called monsoon forest. They spread over a region receiving rainfall between 200 to 70 centimeters. On the basis of the availability of water, there are two types of deciduous forest. One is moist and one is dry. Moist, they have rainfall which is 200 to 100. It's on the eastern part of India. Teak, bamboo, as I told you all, peep, shisham, all of those are there. Dry, it's the rainier peninsula. Now when we talk about, first let me tell you all what does the word deciduous mean. The word deciduous means falling off or out at a certain season. That explains why deciduous forest means a forest in which the leaves fall off the trees when the winter comes. The types of trees you can find in these three regions are broadleaf deciduous trees and some of the evergreen species. The trees are more commonly known as ash, oak, lime, beech, birch, northern arrowwood. Also found in this biome are wild flowers such as oxlip, bluebells, painted trillium, and primrose, as well as things such as carpet moss, tawny milk, cap mushrooms, and lady fern. There are many types of animals in the deciduous forest. As I had already told you all, a few common animals are the deer, the grey squirrels, the mice, raccoons, the salamanders, snakes, robins, frogs, and many types of insects. Here, basically, most deciduous forests are found in eastern North America, somewhere around 35 to 48 degrees north, and Europe and Asia around 45 degrees to 60 degrees north. The average temperature is around 50 degrees, which is about 10 degrees centigrade. The average rainfall is 30 to 60 inches per year. One more thing I wanted to tell you all, that they are ranging from mammals like deer to bugs like mosquitoes. They are either nut and acorn feeders or omnivores. And most of these animals are adapted to forest life. The location of the biomes, deciduous biomes are located basically primarily in the eastern half of the United States and Canada, Europe, parts of Russia, China, and Japan. Now when we talk about the deciduous biomes, the current status of these deciduous biomes is that the forests in these biomes are in danger. Why? Because of deforestation, rampant happening, and wildfires. There is extensive use of fertilizers by human, and spray of insecticides which has threatened many wild species, from example the white-rumped vulture. This biome is being influenced by the human population. The climate, as I could spread some more light on it. Uh, the average temperature of the forest is about 50 degrees F. The average amount of rainfall in the forest is 30 to 60 inches a year. As the seasons change, so do the colors of the leaves of the deciduous. During the winter months, water is generally not available to keep the leaves of some plants alive. Therefore, the leaves of some plants fall off and grow back in the spring. Those plants, like evergreens, keep their leaves during the winter, have special adaptations to stay alive. One thing that is interesting about this biome and its climate is that it has 4 distinct seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Most deciduous forests have mild summers. The summer months usually begin in early June and end in late August. The winter months don't begin until December. The winter temperatures are fairly cool in an average, with an average temperature of a little below freezing. Almost all the world's deciduous forest is located by an ocean. The ocean and the wind are two big factors of why the temperature and climate change so much in this biome. Climate is a mix of temperature and precipitation, and deciduous forests have almost 14 inches of rain in the winter months and more than 18 inches of rain in the summer. In botany and horticulture, deciduous plants, including trees, shrubs, and herbaceous perennials, are those that lose all their leaves for part of the year. This process, basically shedding of leaves, is called abscission. In some cases, leaf loss coincides with winter, namely in temperature or temperate or polar climate. In other parts of the world, including tropical, subtropical, and arid regions, plants lose their leaves during the dry season or other seasons, depending on the variations in rainfall. The woody plants, you all can read these and understand what kind of plants are there. I will tell you all some more. Plant adaptations: cooler temperatures and limited sunlight are two climatic conditions that tell the tree to begin adapting. When the temperatures are cold, the broad leaves expose too much surface area to water loss and tissue damage. To help prevent this damage from occurring, deciduous trees make internal and physical adaptations that are triggered by changes in climate. In the fall, when these conditions occur, these trees cut off the supply of water to the leaves and seals off the area between the leaf stem and the tree trunk. What happens? This type of leaf structure easily captures the sunlight needed for food production, that is through the process of photosynthesis. The broad leaves are great when temperatures are warm and there is plenty of sunlight. Animal adaptations, two things what happen over here mainly is migration and hibernation, which are two adaptations by the animals in this biome. While a wide variety of birds migrate, many of the mammals hibernate during the cold winter months. Another behavioral adaptation some animals have is food storage. The nuts and seeds that are plentiful during the summer are gathered by squirrels, chipmunks, and some jays and are stored in the hollow of trees for use during the winter months. Cold temperatures help prevent the decomposition of the nuts and seeds. See how the leaves of deciduous forest change color. Declining chlorophyll, there is unmasked carotene and formation of anthocyanin. Why is it advantageous for deciduous trees to drop their leaves every fall? There is a scientific reason. During the winter months, water is generally not available to keep the leaves of some plants alive. Therefore, the leaves of some plants fall off and grow back in the spring. Those plants, like evergreens, that keep their leaves during the winter have special adaptations to stay alive. These are the different colors of certain leaves in falls. Like locust stays green until leaves drop. Then toplar, birch, tulip tree, willow, yellow. This is oak tree. The oak tree in Sherwood Forest is a very famous tree. So the oak tree in Sherwood Forest in Great Britain are 500 years old. Oaks can grow to a height of 120 feet. Acorns are the fruits of the oak tree, and they produce a lot of acorns every 3 to 4 years. Squirrels like eating them, and they bury some seedlings grown from the buried acorns to the following spring. One more example of this tree is the red maple tree. This tree grows everywhere from the organic muck of shallow freshwater swamps to the rocky quartzite slopes of the Appalachian Mountains. This tree is small. Numerous red flowers bloom in the early spring before the leaves and come out early. The leaves are 3 or 4 lobed, stemmed, and vary from 2 to 5 inches long. So with this, I come to an end with the second biome, that is deciduous biome. The third biome which will be covered is savanna grassland biome. Thank you, class.